Yes, indeed, guys. We just inherited a property north of Rome, Italy. It's about 30 miles north of Rome. It's on 3 acres. It's a nice little house. I would love to get some advice and opinions from you guys. What would you do if you were in this situation? Would you sell it and take the money? Would you use it as a rental? Would you just keep it so you can go on vacation every year in Italy? Maybe you would keep it so you know you get to retire in Italy. Maybe you'd put in a pool. There's so many options. Let's take a closer look. Okay guys, real quick, just a friendly reminder before we get started, maybe just tap the like button for me to help out the channel a little bit. Subscribe if you want, don't have to, no big deal. So I'm from Seattle, Washington, and I've been there my whole life, and I never thought that I would actually own property in Italy. But it happened, and we are so excited. This property was passed to us by my wife's parents, and they're still alive and well, so it's all good. Okay, let's take a look at the front of the property, and then we'll kind of make our way around to the back. So the front yard is basically, fully finished. It's basically a custom landscape job. They used every inch of the front yard. They've got 2 nice mature olive trees, nice cherry tree, nice fig tree, high security fence all the way across the front, nice vegetable garden across the front. Right there you'll see some railroad tracks, but that railroad is no longer in service. I think maybe once a week a train comes down just as maintenance, so it's not a big deal. And nice walkway from the driveway to the front yard to the door, and those big trees, it gives you shade, pretty much all year round. And that the front of the house, in the summertime, the sun sets behind the house, so the front of the house late afternoon and evening gets tons of shade, and so that's basically where you're going to be spending your time when you're just kind of relaxing outside, eating your food outside in the summertime, barbecuing. So yeah, the front yard is fully set up to be just like, a space where the whole family can just get together and hang out. So you may have noticed that when you look at the property, the front of the property on the left side, it's pretty overgrown. And the reason why is because when Dad built the house, he built it to be a duplex. And he decided to go ahead and sell that side. So he sold it for $100,000. The bank paid $90,000, and the guy that bought it wrote a check for $10,000. Well, the guy wrote a bad check, and then he just took off and never came back. So Dad decided he's just going to go ahead and buy it back from the bank and just keep it. But the bank is very slow moving. So it's a work in progress. It's going to take a little time, but we'll get it squared away. Okay, let's check out the back of the property. So basically we have a full half acre of an orchard, and most of it is olive trees, but we got a couple of cherry trees and a couple of plum trees and a couple of fig trees mixed in, but most of it is olive trees. And they have these places where you can take all of your olives to, and they'll process it and bottle it for you, so you have your own olive oil. And we get about 40 bottles of olive oil a year from these trees, which is great because we use it for everything. And then there's this guy. He just kind of came out of nowhere. So we fed him. And now he's here to stay. Property cat. Really cool little cat though. And we have this little guest house on the property. Just a tiny little house, just good enough for one person. And Mom and Dad had a friend who actually had a degree in agriculture and didn't really have a good job. And they went ahead and let him stay there for free as long as he maintains the property, which is a lot because there's so many trees to water, so many vegetable plants to water and take care of. Got some couple goats and chickens, which we'll show you in a minute. And, it's a lot to do on a property like that. And Dad's 73 years old, so it's just too much for him. So works out pretty good. So this is Dad's little homemade chicken coop. I'm not exactly sure how many chickens we have, but it's about 15, maybe 20, something like that. And on the left side is for the goats. There's a little pen there for the goats. We have 3 little goats. And yes, we do have power lines there right next to the property. In Italy, as soon as you leave the city, there's power lines. Any of the houses out in the country, there's going to be power lines. And they're everywhere. But the power lines over there are so high above the ground that it's not so bad. Okay, so let's check out the back side of the house real quick. It's not very sexy right now. We have leftover construction materials that we're hanging on to. We're going to use all that stuff to finish the basement. So, yeah, not very sexy right now, but we'll clean it up soon enough. Okay, so now that you've seen the video, let me ask you again. If you inherited a property like this in Italy, what would you do? You have a lot of options. Okay, but now that you've seen the video, you know that we have a nice 2-bedroom unit upstairs fully finished. The downstairs level is totally unfinished, and you have 3 acres here. So I would love to hear some opinions, some advice, comments. I respond to everyone. Let me know. Pretty much everyone I know dreams of taking that once-in-a-lifetime vacation to Italy, possibly even owning property in Italy. Leave a comment. I respond to everyone. There's more videos coming. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell. Check out my travel channel. I'll see you on the next one.